today's UK budget announcement has left more questions than answers. Rachel Reeves' financial strategy for 2024 is sparking outrage, with critics calling it a massive step backward. Labour had promised no new taxes on working people. Yet today, Reeves unveiled a jaw-dropping £40 billion tax increase. Let's break down what this means and who will feel it most. This isn't a minor adjustment. This £40 billion tax hike is likely to hit workers, small businesses, and those aspiring to improve their lives, taking more out of the pockets of average Brits. Critics argue this is the very thing that stifles innovation and slows the country's progress. Is this the kind of growth we were promised? Let's talk about borrowing. Reeves has committed to adding another £50 billion to Britain's already staggering debt, raising concerns for future generations. Did Labour's plan take into account that debt repayments now outweigh our education budget? Critics argue that these kinds of expenditures mean less investment in Britain's future and more financial burden for generations to come. Labour says they're committed to growth, but with these policies, even optimistic forecasts predict less growth, higher inflation, and spiking interest rates. Labour is imposing taxes on businesses and employment, and by raising employers' national insurance, they're targeting the very companies that create jobs. On top of tax hikes, Labour's policies include a hefty minimum wage increase and stringent employment laws, similar to the French model. This could make it tougher for businesses to hire and could stifle employment opportunities, especially for lower-paid workers. Are we really setting up an environment for growth, or are we creating a state that intrudes into every corner of our lives? And the state's expansion doesn't stop there. With increased taxes on private school tuition, many families might be forced to turn to an already stretched state sector. Labour's vision is more state-run services, from breakfast clubs to heating standards. But are these policies really empowering British families, or just making them more dependent on government services? Then there's the NHS. Labour plans to pour another £22 billion into the health service without any firm plan to improve productivity. And that's not all. Reeves is also committing funds to GB Energy, but without a clear outline of its role. Some say it's just another bureaucratic expense without any real benefit. So what's the big picture? Critics argue that this budget is rooted in old economic theories, relying on high taxes, borrowing, and government control to drive growth. A method that history has shown leads to financial troubles rather than prosperity. Will Britain thrive under these policies, or will the costs be too much for the average Brit to bear? What do you think? Is this the budget Britain needs, or is it a step in the wrong direction? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights into how these changes could impact you.